Alright guys, we're back again. Alright, it has now been a couple of hours. We've been flipping this curd every 15 minutes. Notice the texture. It does kind of feel like cooked chicken, like boiled chicken. All we're going to do on this now, as you can see, it's just, the texture has changed. It's really good too. It's even harder to cut up. Now we're just going to cut it into about inch cubes, give or take. Alright, and throw them right back in our pot. This is the same pot we've been doing everything in. I switched from the big pot to a smaller pot because I put my whey back into my big pot and actually cooked that down, and I made my whey cheese, and I'll show you that in a minute. That's draining. It's already, what I did is I put my whey in the pot. I brought it to a 200 degrees. When it hit 200 degrees, I added a quarter of a cup of apple cider vinegar for every gallon of whey that I had, and then I just put the cover on it and let it sit for 10-15 minutes, and everything just dropped right out. The apple cider vinegar caused the whey, what's left in the whey, to curdle up and drop out, and then I've strained that. I actually have that hanging over there by the sink. That'll be a different type of cheese. That'll be a nice fresh cheese. That'll be something that we're not gonna sit for too long. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press that at 20 pounds overnight, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna soak it in a mixture of red wine, a quart of red wine, a quart of water, and a half a cup of salt. And that's going to make a German cheese is what it's going to end up as. So I'm just slicing all these up into like cubes, breaking them up, and throwing them back in my original pot. As you can see how the consistency has changed just by cheddaring it, just the cheddar process. So it's kind of stretchy and kind of tough. That's what we're looking for. And that's what the cheddaring process is going to do to that. So we're going to break this whole thing down. And what these are going to do is they're going to go back into the pot, back into the 100-degree water on the sink. And every 5 minutes, I'm going to stir them with my fingers just to keep them from matting all together. I'm going to let them sit there for 30 minutes. I told you this was a long process. This has been almost all day we've been working on this. There are other methods, there are other ways, easier ways, shorter ways to do it. But there are no ways that the cheddar comes out tasting this good. So you can do it quicker, you just can't do it as well. I like the old-fashioned way myself. This is the traditional way of doing it. But like I said, it does take some time. I think it's worth it. So you can, one of these days we'll make a video on the farmhouse cheddar and you'll see how fast it goes. I just don't think that without the cheddaring process, is the reason it goes so fast, you don't get the same flavor. Okay, let's cut this one up. Again, this isn't an exact science here. Just get them cut up. Alright, so that's what we're left with. A pot of curds cut into slices. Alright? Now what we're going to do, I'm going to put it back into the 100 degrees water. It tastes good just the way it is. Yum. My camera girl's gagging here. I'm going to put the cover on. Now, every 5 minutes, for the next 30 minutes, I'm just going to go in there and stir them up kind of quick by hand. Right? Then we're going to salt these, and we're going to let them sit for 5 minutes, and then we're going to get them into the press and start pressing. All right? We're almost there. We're almost at the end. All right, I'll see you again in 30 minutes, give or take. All right. Bye.